Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Exceptional Conservative Show, live from the nation's capital. We have with us a great guy, Jason Mrochek, with us. You can find him at jasonfortexas.com, jasonfortexas.com. We'll tell you a little bit later about it, where to go to subscribe to his particular site, to help him, to volunteer, and to support physically his efforts to maintain Texas as a state that should be red. Jason Mrochek, you have a family. Why do they want you to come to Washington, D.C.?
Well, Ken, I think, like most of us, we get a sense that for a long time, the oaths that the members of Congress have taken to support and defend the Constitution, the same oath that veterans take when they enter the service, they're only giving lip service to it. And because of that, because of their lack of adherence to their oath, we're starting to see the effects of that, right? $23 trillion in debt.
Yeah.
That's a huge issue. A border that is overrun with illegal aliens. And all of these things, you just take the illegal alien invasion, for instance, it negatively impacts every facet of our life. And so, my family, like probably many of them out there, understand that we have to get our arms around this issue. And almost every issue that we're facing comes back to holding our elected officials accountable to the oath that they took to support and defend the Constitution.
You mentioned illegal aliens, and we found out tonight in a Department of Education report, which is the only good thing that the U.S. Federal Department of Education ever does is reports, that we spend $60 billion a year on the parents of illegal aliens' children who are in our public schools. That's just the public school system. $60 billion a year. 7% of the entire population of public school children are illegal aliens. Does that scare the dickens out of you, as it is Christmas?
It does. I mean, obviously, it is a misappropriation of our tax dollars, and if I'm not mistaken, it only represents the federal portion of the spending, not to include the state portion and any local spending. So it is a huge issue. We've got to get our arms around it. And, frankly, the Department of Education is just one of many departments at the federal level that just needs to be done away with. It's completely unconstitutional.
Now, you are a true patriot. The Federal Reserve needs to go away. There are a number of institutions that need to go away. But doesn't that scare many of the people who happen to be new living residents and citizens of the great state of Texas, that you're the kind of guy that's going to go up there and turn this all around?
Well, it has to be done, right?
Yeah.
We have to. If we're not going to uphold the laws, then what are we doing? And if in a constitutional republic, if we are not going to enforce those, we might as well just throw our hat in. So it's just critical that they're new residents from other states. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But we cannot tolerate just lawlessness at the border and then giving the illegal aliens who are coming here the benefit of the object for which they broke the law to do, and that is jobs, in many cases welfare. There's just a report released, you may have seen it, by U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, that documented that the Dreamers, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA,
Yes.
who are not even citizens, they're still illegal aliens. There was 80,000 arrests of Dreamers both before and after they were provided this so-called status of Dreamer status. 80,000 arrests. That includes everything from murder all the way to lewd behavior with or crimes against family and children and everything in between. Drunk driving. It's ridiculous the amount of crime and the amount of tolerance that we are giving to people who are breaking the law.
Now, you're in the 26th Congressional District of Texas, and Texas is a pretty big state. And you're right off of Tarrant County there. and quite frankly, though you have a Republican there, 50% of the individuals, actually about 51% of the people that live in that particular district are women. Now, I know that you to be a profound pro-life individual. Um, doesn't that stymie those individuals in that district that you're running in, who happen to be against those who would be supporting the Supreme Court's decision today regarding Louisiana?
Yeah, so I'm not so concerned about where people stand on the issues. I'm the type of guy that, the values and principles that I hold dear, that I espouse, that I was brought up with, that's what you get with me.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe that life begins at conception and ends at natural death, and you believe that we can manage the lifespan of an individual between that, and say that sometimes it's okay to kill a child and sometimes it's not. I'm not making concessions to that. This is a value, a deeply held value that I have, and that many of us have. And regardless of the demographics of women in the district, right is right, and that's just not something that is a compromisable, if that's a word, issue.
Exactly. Now, would you prefer that Congress overturn the Supreme Court decision regarding Roe v. Wade, or would you prefer that the president get an opportunity to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg with a strict constructionist to overturn the decision that was made by the Supreme Court in '72?
To the last part of the question, yes, I would like strict constructionists on the Supreme Court at all terms. Now, I'm somewhat of a purist in that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that, well, I know it's written in Article 1 of the Constitution that all laws are to be written by a Congress, not the Supreme Court.
Yes.
So just because they passed a law for Roe v. Wade does not mean that it is a law. It is considered an unconstitutional ruling. And as you probably know, every document out of the Supreme Court has at the top opinion of the court. That's merely an opinion. Even though in America we tend to give it deference,
Yep.
we should not. It is simply an opinion that the rest of the federal government and the state governments need to decide how they're going to use that opinion. So that brings up the concept of interposition, where in a state level, we know that abortion is not something that is authorized by the Constitution, nor is it prohibited to the states. So any sort of valuation or any sort of a law that surrounds health care ought to be done at the state. And so it's a matter of we don't need to be enforcing an unconstitutional opinion by the Supreme Court.
Now, for those who are listening, because you didn't quibble at all, and you answered the constitutional question and that was underlined there. Why wouldn't anyone pick you to represent them? I can't figure that out for the great state of Texas. When it comes to the illegal aliens, you spoke to the fact that the DACA is unconstitutional. You know a great deal about the U.S. Constitution. Do you feel that the impeachment process has been constitutional regarding Donald Trump?
Well, it gets into it's two questions. One is it constitutional? Can they hold those hearings? Yes, technically by the rules they can. But underlying that is the principle that they are trying to undo an election where our electoral college, in a valid election, cast their votes for President Donald Trump. And they are trying to undo that at every turn. Mm-hmm. That is the part that is in my mind, that is sedition. That is working against the interests of the United States government. And I believe it ought to be treated as such. They can have their circus in the House because according to the rules they can have that, but they don't get their own version of the facts. And when all is said and done, I think they're going to have have tons of egg on their face, and I would not be surprised if there was a pretty big upset in the House.
Really? That would be incredible if there was such an upset. Want to ask you here regarding the national debt. You got a $23 trillion national debt. You have a president who just got us under $4 trillion in terms of a budget deficit. However, they're longing to spend another $3 trillion on infrastructure across the country.
Yeah.
Are there certain things that you, Jason, are just not going to vote for when it comes to the national debt?
Yes, absolutely. So, great question. I actually did an analysis of the fiscal year 2019 budget, and it's a $4.5 trillion budget, and there's over 1,700 line items in that budget. And so what I did is I went down each line item and made a determination. Is this spending authorized by Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, or is it not? So, Ken, out of $4.5 trillion, how much of that of the spending in fiscal year 2019 do you think was constitutional?
It would have to be. It would be probably about $4 trillion, right?
So, $3 trillion was unconstitutional. It was
Woo!
to be found in Article 1, Section 8. So, a full two-thirds of our just 1 year's budget was unconstitutional. And so, to answer your question, I will not vote in favor of any bill that has one unconstitutional item in it. I can't. I have sworn an oath. I did it the day I graduated West Point, and I plan to do it again the day I'm sworn into Congress. And I would be violating my oath of office if I were to vote for any bill that had anything unconstitutional in it, which includes spending that is outside of the authorization of Article 1, Section 8.
Wow. Now that is quite a decision to be made. I adore that decision, but you're not going to get a.
Maybe it's a big deal, but to me, it's just a matter of right is right. You take an oath, and words mean something.
Well, don't you know? Well, Jason, you know you're not going to be invited to the Kennedy Center, and you're not going to be able to go to some of the parties. Come on, guy. Don't you know that's what we do here?
I plan on being directed to the nearest broom closet upon arrival.
Our Defense Department is also maligned by a great deal of casual courting done by political leaders, likened unto Joe Biden, who did his quid pro quo, holding up $1.6 billion of support for the Ukraine. I got to ask you, do you believe it's time now to do a very serious independent audit and voting recommendation on the expenditures at the U.S. Pentagon?
Yeah, I think it's just part of the responsibility of the House of Representatives, who is tasked with initiating bills for raising revenue. You can't just write blank checks and not follow up to make sure it's being spent right. So, in short, yes. And it's not just the Department of Defense. I mean, that is our role to make sure that our money is spent the way that it should be spent, and it's not being wasted. Otherwise, why are we paying so much in taxes? And that leads into a whole other issue. But yeah, it's part of our roles and responsibilities in Congress.
Now, in the sense of the budget deficit, we really haven't had a budget for over a decade. You know, everything's been kicked down the road. Is it time for the Republicans to take the budget seriously? And would you recommend a bona fide budget, one budget, with all of the 13 individual parts to it done by the end of the first 90 days that you're in office?
Yes, there's the budget process in and of itself is insurance. You can't do it that way.
Yep.
You're never going to get to a point where you can have that very close look at all the expenditures. You can't do it, and so you've got to overhaul the process, and you've got to come up with a budget in an environment where everyone's having their say, and it's not rushed through. So 90 days, I mean, it might be a little bit tough to do that, but we've got to do it the right way.
Exactly.
It's more important to do it right than it is to do it fast. We've gotten ourselves in this mess, and we've got to get ourselves out of this mess. if that means that we have to vote on bills that are single subject or maybe just Department of Defense, so that we're not, shoving all sorts of nonsense into bills that are trying to raise our taxes and spend our money on things that have nothing to do with the subject at hand, then we should do that.
Final question for you. Are we a republic with one constitution or a mob built on a political bias?
We are a constitutional federal compound republic. And until somebody does away with our founding documents, that's the way it's going to stay. And that's what we have to fight for. And that means you, me, and your listeners, we have to hold our elected officials accountable. And that means that we have to do the hard work before the primaries to choose our new candidate, and the hard work in the primaries to make sure that the right person is getting into office.
Jason, how can people get in contact with you? How can people support your conservative campaign in the great state of Texas?
Yeah, no, thanks for asking. It is a difficult task. It is a large task to unseat an incumbent, but we are having great luck. We're having a lot of good momentum, a lot of good feedback from everybody we're talking to, and so the momentum is building. And so we're asking people. I mean, this is, as you say, Texas is a target, and so we're asking for help from all over the country to chip in and to help candidates like me who are trying to make the House even more conservative. So I would ask that your listeners go to jason4texas.com. That's Jason, the numeral 4, Texas.com, and donate to my campaign. If you're in Texas, sign up and help out in the campaign, and let's bring some conservative values and constitutional principles back to our governance.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a great young man. This is the type of man that you want in Congress. Someone who understands that we are a constitutional, federated, compound republic. It isn't quibbling on that. That's the guy you really want representing you down in Texas, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Mrochek. You can find him at jasonfortexas.com. jasonfortexas.com. Find him on the internet. Find him on Facebook. Tell everybody. Find a way to support, not only just with prayers, but with profit as well, to make certain that he comes to Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more of the best in urban conservative talk right after these messages from our wonderful, wonderful sponsors. And I'm not just saying that because they support what we do. They really are wonderful sponsors.
Buy from America's #1 HVAC online retailer. Heat & Cool is the largest privately owned online retailer of HVAC products and one of Inc. magazine's fastest growing private companies in America. Take home comfort to the next level. Heat & Cool specializes in bringing you the best and most efficient air conditioning, heating, and ventilation systems in the world at the best prices possible. Picking the right heating and cooling appliance for your space can be tricky. Easily find a complete system that meets your unique home and space needs using our online system selector. Our system selector is designed to take the guesswork out of the buying process. Tell us about your space and we'll help you pick the best system for your needs. Financing is available. Applying takes seconds and you'll get fair rates with no hidden fees. Fast and free shipping. Orders ship free to U.S. continental states. Most orders are shipped the same day. Free technical support. Heat & Cool assists you and your technician with any technical support questions you may have during installation or with servicing your system before and after your purchase. Our experts have been providing HVAC support for over 20